Wagwan guys, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. So let's talk about it. This guy's he basically had a relationship with this young lady. Basically, it was a setup. I'm gonna let him talk about it. I'm gonna let you watch the video. I'll be back.
Quick story time. Situation 2003. Uncle sets me up with a chick that he works with. I think nothing of it. Chocolate, she bad, okay. Go to her crib. Sitting there, we are enjoying each other's company. We're getting close, we busting it up. All of a sudden, her phone rings about 10 times in about 5 minutes. I think nothing of it. Does it again. Now this time about 20 times, 25 times in about 15 minutes. Now I'm looking at her like, yo, you want to answer that? She gives me the, nah, I know who it is. You want to let me know who it is? Her exact words is, oh, it's just my ex. We just broke up. You know, ain't about nothing. He just can't take no for an answer. And I'm like, you sure I should be over here? She say, yeah. We sitting there, we getting all hot and heavy, start to kissing, start to touching. Phone rings again, and it constantly keeps ringing. Now I'm looking at her like she's sideways. She finally answers the phone. First thing I hear from homeboy on the other end is, who you in the crib with? She goes, nobody. I'm in the crib by myself. Now I'm looking at her like she's sideways. Because why are you lying? If it's your ex, why don't you tell him the fucking truth? That you got another nigga in the house. All of a sudden, he goes, all right, well, if you ain't in the house by yourself, come open the door. Her eyes got big as fucking a bubbled eyes Benz. Like she just literally gotten and you can see the fear come across her. I've never seen somebody so chocolate turn so white so fast. When she did that, I stood up, I adjusted my clothes, because we was about to get a little hot and heavy. I had to adjust myself real quick. Literally adjusted my waistband, and I pulled out the 45 that I had on me. Cocked one, put it in the chamber, took the safety off. And I told her, I put on my jacket, I said, let's go. And when she looked at me, why you got that in my house? We're not playing these type of games. I'm not about to lose my life because you want to lie. When she opened the door, 3 of his boys came in. All 3 of them had teardrop tattoos on their face. When I had my burner out, they all knew what it was hitting for. Excuse me, I'm walking out the door. You talk to your woman. Listen, gentlemen, a lot of these chicks be gassing us up. Don't go to their crib if you ain't tooled up, because it might be the last time. And a lot of them will put our freedom on the line, because if something would have went off, everybody would have had to go, because I can't leave no witnesses. So be careful if you're going to be on the females' houses. Even when I drive out of state, that joint stay in the damn trunk.
So the takeaway from this is that, for one, you can't trust women. Just can't. Very fickle, and their credit is low. Okay. You have to be slow while you're dating women. And you actually have to be slow to date certain women. Should be slow to date at all, period. You know what I'm saying? But I always say vetting. You must vet the woman you're with, or the woman you're trying to be with. You know, have an idea before you even start dating. What type of woman, what are the qualities you're looking for in a partner? You got to do this, because at the end of the day, man, you're going to be a walking target. Just to get in the video, this guy, obviously he was very secure with himself. And to say that he wasn't prepared would be a understatement. But in a certain way, he really didn't have to go all out like he did if he would have did some more planning. But it seems like he got linked with the chick through his uncle or through a family member. Somebody linked him with the chick. So, hey, maybe that's from a credible source. So maybe that is putting some credibility on her part. But man, this day and age, you can't even trust family. And if I gotta keep saying that, if I gotta say that one more time, it really goes without saying. And you have to understand that someone's gonna forget to say it all. Someone is gonna forget to say it all. Okay? You can be in a lot of situations where the woman, She looks nice, carry herself a nice way, this, that, and other cat. But she waits to the last minute to tell you that, she has kids. Something simple as that. It could be she's working on herself. She got herself to, she's getting herself together. And through conversation, you find out that this person, is not financially stable and does not live on her own. I mean, not to say you can't, live with a roommate, but we're talking about adult status. We're not talking about, we're talking straight, full on adults. If you're an adult and you don't have your own, and you don't have something to call your own, something that you do own, that comes into question. You now have been placed in a position to be questioned. Long story short, this guy this guy right here walked into a death trap. That's just what happened. This lady, I could take her and just throw her in the garbage, because if he would have been hit, he would have been murdered that night. She might as well would have been an accessory to the fact. And it's so, I understand it. You going over this lady's house. I get it. Man, we've all been in situations where we've seen women be deceptive. I don't care if it was for a split second or how many times. It wasn't that many times, but we all have seen the deception that everyone can display. You know what I'm saying? The opposite sex, whoever. We've seen that. And for this guy to be so trusting, and and he's over there getting hot and heavy. Listen to me. I understand. I get it. I get the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But this situation right here, that can't happen. Everybody can't. You got to know, everybody can't do that. Everybody can't get in a situation like that and then maneuver themselves out that situation. And really, when you're not vetting these women, you're giving them a pass. That's what you're doing at the end of the day. You're giving these women a pass who should not be getting a pass. They're already out for the count. And because their actions, just something so loosely, so, her affairs wouldn't, like, get your affairs together. You still got loose ends in relationships. You got people stalking, people trailing you. And that's just so sloppy. That's a woman who's not put together. Like, on, outwardly, she could have a display that's, very on-setting to her. It's like, oh yeah, she looks good. She's popping. She has everything going on. But really, she's not put together. When you go into her affairs and her personal life, all that stuff is spilling out. And if your uncle worked with her, she definitely, doesn't have affairs going right, where her work life now was spilling out into her personal. Come on. Everyone's not perfect. I understand that, but it's just these little bitty things that we can pick up on. It makes you look silly at the end of the day. And really, you have a story like this to tell. And listen, we all have crazy stories where it's just like, brother, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But you have to move forward, manifest destiny, keep on moving forward, keep on expanding, and get better. Get better with time, get better with practice. Certain things that you have to pick up on and make sure you mend so you can improve yourself. Little situations like that. This story was amazing. I'm just looking at the story and I'm like, that's crazy. You know, and he was strong enough to share that story. And I mean, that's heavy. That wasn't no light type deal. That was heavy. Now I'm saying we've all been at type stories that's crazy. We all have stories that's even crazier than what, you know, you can even think about imagining. But I'm saying this guy came out and spoke his truth. And this wasn't no pushover type story. This was heavy. This was real heavy. So like I say, guys, hey man, protect yourself at all times. Be safe. Vet the women you're talking to. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what it is. Peace, guys. I'm out.